Hey, this is Michelle, and it's another You, Me, Same 3 with my friend Tiffany, Southern Gals Designs. And we are a week late because she's been on vacation and we've both been busy, so we're a week late, but that's okay. So, anyhow, Tiffany's 3 items were a piece of baker's twine, that yummy piece of watercolor paper, and then that picture of the lady. So, I've had these quote been hoarding unquote these hotel key fob cards or key cards, the little folders that they give them to you. And so I've been hoarding them for a long time, trying to figure out what to do with them. And then I got that little piece of watercolor paper from her, and I thought that would make a great cover for these. So what I did was I took 3 of them and just glued the backs together. And then those were from, I think, Hilton. And then this little one is from the Marriott. And so I just use that as like a little folder for the inside cover. And it will fit over top of that perfectly. I don't have to put paint or paper over it. I can just do it over the gray part. I just used a little circle punch to cut a little cutout in it so that I could fit things inside of there a little easier. And now I'm going to take that yummy piece of watercolor paper, and just decal the edges because I like that better. It's not perfect by any means, and that's okay because, we don't like perfection. We just like it to be a little shabby chic. But I don't know. I just love that paper that she sent, just that little bit. So I'm taking this distress tool that they don't make anymore, and I don't know why, because it's awesome. And I'm just going to rough up that one edge. It was too small to rip, so I'm just going to use that along it. There's like a little sanding part, and then there's also the paper distresser. It works so awesome. And they used to sell replacements for it too, so I'm just going to have to make that one work. Okay, so I'm just putting some heavy matte gel on both sides. I cut that part out because you don't need to see all of that. That's no fun. But I'm just going to press that on super easy. So I just glued the backs together, I just used Yoo-Hoo glue stick, glued the cover on there, and there's my little journal. And then what I thought I would do, that's where I store all kinds of tags, and that's where I had those little key folders. I'm just going to take some of the tags that I've saved from clothing and stuff. Obviously, that one was from Christmas, so it's old. And then I'm going to fill those little folders with those little tags. So that's where I'm going to use the picture of the lady, because I just thought that the watercolor paper was way too yummy to cover up with anything. So I wanted to keep that as it was. That tag was a little too long, so I cut it down, and then I used the first tag to give myself the slant so I didn't have to use a paper cutter. Pardon my hair in there, my whole head in there. So that one's going to go there, and I'm going to cut that off and use I'm not sure if I do now, but I do end up using the baker's twine for, what is that called? The ribbon or whatever on the tags. So then I'm going to take the Happy Holiday one out, and I'm going to cut it down so that it fits perfectly on the tag. And this might be cheating. I still used all 3, but in a collective piece, but it wasn't, I don't know, maybe it's cheating. I'm sure Tiffany will let me know. So I'm just going to glue that down just with a glue stick, and then I'm going to use some Blick's heavy acrylic paint to just kind of go around it, just to kind of give it a little bit of base before I go and and I'm not going to make you watch me go around the whole thing, because sometimes I'm kind of slow. Imagine that. I think I've said that before. Yeah, can you see how my mind works? I'm just like all over the place. I start painting that, and then I'm doing the little ribbon on that, and then I'm going to go back and do something else. I'm all over the place. So I dried that, and then I'm going to put some crackle paste around it because, you know, everybody loves crackle paste. Well, I do. Maybe not everyone. But if you don't, you should because it's awesome. So that's just Deco Art. I think it's called Deco Art Media. That's their crackle paste. It is by far the best crackle paste that there is. It crackles the best, and it's super cheap. It's like $4, I think. $4 or $5. So I'm just putting a coating of that around the whole thing just to kind of have it blend in with the tag. I'm going to set that off to the side because it crackles better if you let it dry on its own. And then I just have, that's a piece of painty paper that actually I made in Tiffany's workshop, her soul food class at Jean Oliver's, on Jean Oliver's site. So if you haven't taken that, it's an awesome class. But that's just a painty paper that I made from that. And I'm going to rip that with my Decal Edge ruler that I'm so sorry, but you can't get those anymore. And they're so awesome. I don't know why you can't, but someone else had asked me and I've been looking for a while. This is just a book that I have that I use for a palette and extra pieces of paper. And I'm just looking for something kind of coordinating to put on the back side. Like I said, I don't do all the tags in this video, but I wanted to do a couple, especially while the crackle paste was drying. And I think I'm getting a paper punch. Yep. And I just did that with the one side on so I would be able to see it. And then I'm going to use the Yoo-Hoo glue stick to adhere that on. And again, rip the edges off with my ruler. And if you don't have one, you can just rip it with a regular ruler. I've actually seen people make them with wooden rulers and wood carving tools and plastic rulers, and they melt it. I think the wooden one would probably be a little healthier for you, but you know, if you have a respirator or whatever those are called, that would be good too. So then I'm just going to use that distress tool again to kind of clean up the edges. Well, not really clean them up, rough them up, but just make it a little straighter. And then I'm going to go and use the paper punch again so that I have that. And then I'm going to use the baker's twine through that also. And in hindsight, I probably should have kept the baker's twine long for the closure, but you know, when you're in your groove, you don't pay attention. And I put some yarn in that first tag, and I didn't like it as well. I liked it all to have that matching baker's twine. So now I'm going to take and kind of put a little bit of something on the cover. I just wanted to find a word, and I can't remember what word I used. I think it was blessed. But you'll see. Those are just the Tim Holtz small talk stickers. I have them all. I think everyone does because they're pretty awesome. What a great idea, right? So I found just a little piece of scrap denim, and I'm just going to rip a little chunk off and back that paper on it just to give it a little bit of contrast. And honestly, I'm not sure I love that pink on there, but you know, it all works out. So. And then I just wanted to zigzag across it, mainly because I wanted some of those wonky little stitches. And then I just used my matte heavy gel and adhered that to the top corner. And don't pay attention to that part because I change it. That brad didn't look well, but I'm just going to use a brad for a closure. And I just used the paper piercing tool. And then I pushed the brad in and then just put the yarn around it so that I had tails on each side. And then closed it. And then I can tie it. And apparently I'm struggling with tying it. But, you know, that's just the way it is. But now I need to work on the little tag with the lady. And I'm using some muted violet Liquitex acrylic ink that leaked all over me. And then that is dark green Dollar Rowney. And then I believe I use Liquitex books. I can't remember the color, but all the supplies will be linked below, and it is through the Amazon affiliate link. And so if you purchase through that, it does, whenever you do that with someone that has it, it gives them just a little bit of the profit, just a small little bit. It's the same price as if you search for it yourself, but it's just a way for people to, get a little bit back for their supplies. So I'm just kind of putting that randomly here and there. And then I have a sheet. That's the excess that leaked all over my hands. I did that off camera, so I'm just backing that like I did all the others, and this time I'm just ripping it, and you pretty much get the same effect as before. And then I'm just going to use the paper punch. Oh, nope. First I'm going to scruff it up a little bit just to make it, I guess, more even, more plumb. Is that the right word? My husband uses that word all the time when he talks about working on our house. So sounds like a good word to me. And then I'm going to take another little piece of denim, and just to kind of put a little something on there because it looked a little plain to me. But I'm just going to put that in the lower corner, and then get another one of the Tim Holtz stickers. And I can't remember what this says. I think it's create, and put that on the corner. And then, I guess I used the paper piercing tool for that one. I didn't even want to waste time with a paper punch. And I'm sure everyone knows this, but if you want to just have like old denim or old jeans, go to your thrift store and just grab some of the kids' ones. They're cheaper, and they a lot of times are nice colored denim. So anyhow, there's my little journal made with hotel folders. And please go make sure you check out Tiffany's video next. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I'll have the link below. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you stay and see the stills at the end. Would love it if you subscribed and commented and liked. Thanks so much. Bye.